Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And when I go to a weekly flea market, the one I go to is in Fishkill, New York. It's at the intersection of Route 9 and 84. And I just mention it because they're closing that place. It's open from now until Christmas. It's going to close after the Christmas holidays, and then it's going to be gone. Somebody else has taken over the building. I did go down there today and I just grabbed a few things. Basically, they have a Home Depot located right there. So I figured I'd go to the Home Depot because I needed some more threaded attachment things and some brackets. And I figured I'd do both assignments all at once. Anyhow, one of the things I picked up was this fishing tackle box full of assorted things, mostly Dremel stuff. This was 10 bucks for the toolbox and all its contents. Once again, mostly Dremel stuff, some oilers, bits, a lot of cut-off wheels, reel, oil. Few more tools up here. Fishing reel, lubricant, resin. I guess that's for repairing stuff. Anyway, so this was $10. You can see all the little bits and pieces of Dremels. So I thought that was handy. This kind of came with it. And I guess I would describe everything else as less than $1. Rechargeable 9-volt battery. I think I paid him $1 for that. This was $1. Brass doorknobs. There happens to be a house in the family that occasionally they malfunction, so I like to keep a spare, less than $1. Bell and Howell flashlight. This is one of those that you can strobe it in your attacker's eyes, and it does SOS and the whole bit. That was $1. This was $1. Pin vise. Seemed to be a nice one. I think it was well worth the $1. This, obviously, one could call it a puller. Well, actually, I guess that's what you would call it. So it kind of limits the amount of space your jaw's open. So anyway, I think that was $1. A bunch of Allen keys. They were $1, and you'll see a project I'm about to use these on that might break them, so I figured they were well worth that. Rasp, $1. This, yeah, it's a ream. You can see the sharp edge there. $1. These were $1 each, even though the handle's missing. Fiskars. It's got the spring. I don't know. That doesn't look like a brand name. So they were $1 each. The files, they were under $1 each. The WD-40 feels like a full can. The light, all these little pieces. I like these. They're made by Utica, but they're a Bell system. And they happen to have a lot of good angles on them. And that space there is good for taking the insulation off a wire. God, I can't even use the words I normally use for any of these things. Wire brush, tire gauge. What I really need is the hose off this tire gauge, because one of my pumps, my Ryobi pump, needs a new airline hose. So assuming this is a good one, I'll put that on there. Last but not least, this is one of those fishing tank racks. It was $5, obviously. It's prefabricated angle iron that if you stand it up, it makes a nice tower if you're building a rolling cart. And once again, for $5, I could not build that. I couldn't buy the metal to build it. And quite honestly, it'd even be hard to salvage the bed frames driving around, getting them to build it. So for $5, I said, boy, that's really nice, and I could use it for the current project to kind of prop up a few things, use it as somewhat of a saw horse. So there it is. Sorry I've been a little light on the videos. I've been trying to get this shed done, and as a matter of fact, we're supposed to get a rain out tomorrow for Sunday. So I really want to get this ATV shed moving. I got a lot of stuff. I'm kind of all plugged up because everything I move, something's in the way, and if it's raining, I don't want to put certain things outside as I'm trying to get organized. So hopefully with this shed, it allows me to kind of move around a little bit more. So anyway, that's the hopes. I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to get out there and enjoy each and every day. You'll see another few videos on that flea market. What do we have, like 10 weeks left in the year, 9 weeks left in the year, something like that. Actually, it's about to be November, so yeah, probably 8-9 weeks left in the year. So I'm going to try to go to the flea market a little more often. I have a lot of friends that have been setting up, and I've known them for years and years and years. So, you know, given the weather between now and Christmas, you'll probably see a half a dozen more flea market videos, and that's really it. All that's left for me, the flea market's out in Pennsylvania. Stormville could go any time now, so the flea market's really coming to an end for me. Hey, such is life. Maybe this one will open up again somewhere, or maybe not. You never know. Anyway, I do have enough junk, so it's not like my world will end. I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.